When I did this, I was very young.
Compensating with house parties and everything, but they don't have sex.
Innate fear that if I bring that topic up,
What's the point? But dude, you have to live with him.
I have actually heard the kinkiest stories.
You have to be jealous.
So they start opening up about their secret. People on that layer, they are rather creep. Hey, I'm Ananya.
Rusha.
And we are a little salty. So today we are going to get some questions answered about dating, relationships, and of course, sex.
The kinkier, the better.
The kinkier, the better. First of all, how has your week been?
I think life has been lifing a little too much recently, and so I'm just happy that we are doing this, and this is a chance to let all imagination flow.
I mean, who doesn't love a ride, right? I think it's just about time to get some questions answered. What is that one thing that you've always wanted to try out in bed but haven't dared to?
Oh my god, I think I have so much of role play in my book that I need to try out, but I haven't had a partner who has either been sane enough to try it with, or they have been playful or imaginative enough, or even brave enough to do it with.
Amazing. We all love role plays. I mean, role play is sensual and gets the thing started. For me personally, I think I've always wanted to try like an orgy.
They're bringing in all the spice already, and I love it.
Yes, maybe someday, because Amsterdam has a lot of sex clubs and people are very open about it, and people do go there. People enjoy. So maybe someday. Have you ever dated two people at the same time without them knowing? And do you have any regret?
What about you?
I have done that and I don't regret, because when I did this, I was very young. I was like probably in school or whatever. Nothing was serious. I think probably the people I were dating, they were also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we are equal. Like nobody can say anything to me. And they were shitty people that I were dating. So
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think is the one thing that people lie about the most when it comes to sex?
Women fake a lot. Most of the women do not have great sex lives because men don't know how to please women. They don't put women's pleasure before theirs. Most of them are faking, and the men think that, oh my god, I'm really good at bed and my aubergine is really good, but it's not true. Most of the people that I've spoken to, acquaintances, they all say that they fake it most of the times.
Let's say, like, people in very long-term relationships, when they say that, oh, they're so happy, they're so attracted to the other partner, this, that, I just feel nobody's having sex. Genuinely feel people are not having sex.
Definitely.
They try to downplay it by being super, like fit by going to the gym. They are busy at work. They have all these activities planned throughout the day. And especially the ones who, no offense to anybody, I've also been to like people's house parties where they want to always hang out with other people on the weekends. Compensating with squash, pickleball, golf, family time, house parties, and everything, but they don't have sex.
You are 100% right. But the worst part is they never communicate.
Yeah.
Because they have this innate fear that if I bring that topic up in front of my partner, it doesn't matter if it's a woman or if it's a man, they are going to get hurt. They put it under the rug.
Yeah.
Like how Indian societies have been doing it for ages, put everything under the rug. And it comes out in the worst possible way in their relationships, marriages, whatever. Yeah.
On the same note, it just reminded me of something. What's your social media relationship ick?
Seeing pre-wedding photo shoots, baby photo shoots, and post-baby photo shoots, like I hate it.
Especially the countdown. I think nobody cares about your countdown. Can you stop being so obsessed with your wedding, with your pre-wedding, then baby, then baby bump, then
Yeah.
baby comes? I don't care. I get it. Maybe you want to do a good photo shoot. Just go to a studio or hire a good photographer who has good cinematic sense and get a nice photography session out of it. But I am not interested in your countdown. But if your whole social media page is based upon your relationship, then you are highly overcompensating for the lack of it. So I remember like an acquaintance of mine on Facebook a couple of years back, and I remember she had put up a post, I think on her wedding day. It was again kind of a love slash arrange, whatever. This concept only exists in India where it's actually an arranged marriage, but just because these days you want to sound cool. So you say, no, we were introduced by our parents, but then we fell in love and then we got, listen, it was just an arranged marriage. Anyway, So she posts on Facebook saying that finally marrying my chair-foot, tall, dark, handsome munda. And I'm like, dude, are you really that desperate? That's your criteria? And I kid you not, because this is a mutual friend, I met her after a wedding. On multiple occasions, she has spoken with me saying how unhappy she is with this relationship, and the guy doesn't give her time after work. He's busy. Maybe he doesn't feel that close physically. So, what's the point of your tall, dark, handsome Chairfoot Kamunda? Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? It's useless.
The point is social media.
It's social media and it's family. It's just that societal acceptance. Look at him. But, dude, you have to live with him.
That's most of us, actually. It just really pains me to see that more often. But people do accept it.
Yeah.
Like, I think people hate me for being unabashedly me. And
Yeah, because I'm sure they would also tell you that पर ऐसा ही होता है. This is how it works.
exactly.
Yeah, because it works, ऐसा ही works for them. They
Yeah.
want you to lower down your standards and be like, yeah, but ऐसा ही होता है. This is how it is. This is how life is.
And for our audience who doesn't understand Hindi, basically translate to it is what it is. This is how
Yeah.
it works. I think this is like a generic statement, not only in India, any brown household. I think it's unfortunate. I cannot live like that.
And on that note, because we can't live like it, we need certain boundaries. And our next section is boundaries. I've got a few questions around them. What's a boundary that sounds good in theory, but it's impossible to actually follow?
Difficult one. For me personally, the whole boundary between making out and not having sex. Oh, just want to make out, but not really want to. Like, I don't know where to stop. Like, if I start, I
Yeah.
just go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why would you stop?
I don't know. I wouldn't stop, but people do have those boundaries. I think people have this thing like, oh, this is the first time. So, we shouldn't be just this and then not that. I don't understand it.
And
Yeah.
you both are immensely attracted towards each other. In that kind of situation, unless like it's a first time, why not go all the way? I mean, otherwise it's energy wasted, right?
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, why would you start something and not end it?
Yeah.
My next question would be, do you think people who say, I don't get jealous are lying?
You have to be jealous. My partner is not jealous of another guy who's trying to get me or who is trying to get close to me. I shouldn't be with that partner.
Hmm.
That's how I feel. I shouldn't be with them. Like, it makes no sense to me. I am jealous with friends. Forget a partner. If I have a best friend and she has another friend, I'm like, who the hell is this person? I like exclusivity,
Nah.
and even if it's in the most non-romantic sense, I like exclusivity. I want to be the one person in your life and there's nobody like me.
Yeah.
Like, I feel jealousy is very attractive. It's so sexy. I think jealousy itself could like make a sexless relationship full of sex.
You like the chase.
Yes,
Mhm.
100%.
And hey, it's 2024, so we are supposed to feel whatever we feel. So if that's what you feel it. And you're honest about it, girl. I love it. I love
Okay, that was a good section. Now we are gonna come to sex and kings.
it. Da-da-da! All
Okay,
right.
first question.
Do you think more people are into kinks than they'll admit, especially in a country like ours or countries where they
Hmm.
come from?
Yeah, I think people do have a lot of kinks, but because people are so bad also at communicating anything, not just sexual stuff,
Yeah.
they never end up communicating it. I speak my mind, especially in relationships. I think I speak even more. I am talking about something, and if the other person, let's say, is not 100% comfortable or they are not sure, I don't think that's about me, but that's more about them. And I don't take it personally, but I do understand why people would. And people are very scared of rejection, right? And most people do not even know how to make their partners comfortable. And I'm actually talking about guys here. Guys would kind of fall into different categories. I'm sure there are many men who know how to make the other person comfortable and get to know them really. And then there is a category who are too shy to bring anything up
Yeah.
and would just avoid the topic altogether, or they would not react, they would not respond. So in that kind of a situation, I feel people have the kinks. Either they have no awareness of it, or they don't have any courage to bring it up, or they probably lack imagination.
This reminds me of something really crazy because I have worked in rural development for quite some time in India. I have actually heard the kinkiest stories coming out of women from the rural parts of India. They have like a plethora of kinks.
Yeah.
They do kinky stuff, which we think that we are very urban and modern and we don't, but they are way ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel That's actually great. And in fact, that inspires me because I think it's got a lot to do with how we perceive ourselves in other people's eyes. And
Yeah.
because we are so modern and we are part of this educated, literate society where we care so much about other people's opinions. But for, let's say, a certain part of the society which doesn't care as much, then maybe they might be closer to their real instincts. And that's what you need. When you're having sex, you need your real instincts to come out instead of even then wondering about what's the perception going to look like. So I'm very inspired by what you just shared.
Yeah. And the most vanilla people I have actually met are the very urban, modern crowds. Yeah. But all of these people that I've worked with in rural, especially when you work with women in rural areas, they see you as an outsider. But then once you start living in the community for long, they start thinking of you as an outsider, but also as a friend and like a little gateway. So they start opening up about their secrets and about their lives to you. And some of the most inspiring stories come from them.
And I also feel, and I might get a lot of hate for saying this, but I think the people who are in the highest positions of companies are going to be the most boring to have sex with. Show me like a top, the head of the department, VP of sales, VP of engineering, product manager, like the head of this, head of that. I think there's so much of validation, and I get it. I accept the hate probably that I'm going to get for this. But having worked in similar companies, in similar positions, I think they are the worst people to probably have sex with because there's so much validation that comes in from work that their imagination goes down the drain probably when it comes to having sex.
Do you think that your assumption a little bit of like
Ground.
ground? Yes. I think people on that layer, they are rather creep. I have found more creepy men and women in that position than people who are like really like, they're very comfortable with themselves and da da da.
Yeah.
More men, though, to be honest. And my last question about kink and sex. What's the sexiest secret that you would only reveal on our podcast?
I do not know if I should talk about it on the podcast.
You should definitely talk about it in our podcast.
I think you know this about me because we've talked about it, but okay, I'm gonna make this statement very quick. Like, I'm an out and out sub.
Ooh, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
And I
So
don't think most people get that. Like, they would think the opposite, but nope, that's it.
I love it.
Day one as well.
I will. I love the fact that you like the other person or your partner to take control of you in bed.
Now you tell me.
Okay, my sexiest secret that I would want to reveal in a podcast is, well, I don't know if it's a secret or not. I think you already have an idea. I love a man who equally enjoys using sex toys, and I use a lot of sex toys. A partner who also encourages, and especially if that partner is a man, because men sometimes feel that the woman is getting pleasure out of sex toys, then I am not enough. But I really love men who are very confident about themselves. When men are very confident about themselves, then they know that they can please the woman even after the sex toys. It's going to create sensations in your bodies that human bodies won't be able to do, but human body is still the ultimate kind of touch that you can feel. And I think men seeing this as a competition, but there is no competition.
It's not a replacement of a human being.
Nothing is bad until you explore it.
Exactly. On that note, so this is me, Rusha,
And this is me, Ananya,
signing off.
and you stay a little salty.